comment and thought and all that good stuff. Today I want to talk about creation. Creation, creation, creation. What are we creating? Well, this scene behind me is a whole bunch of creations. There's a car in it. Somebody built that. There's a whole world, and God created the world and the clouds and everything in ways that I certainly, are over my pay grade. I mean, there's all kinds of interesting ideas and thoughts, but I want to get more specific and clear, right, for you here now today. Creation is something we do. I do every moment. And that's fun. I use the phrase a lot, add good to the world. And I think about whether or not I'm doing that. My wife, Joy, she got up this morning at 3:30 to participate in these many hours now of the funeral for Queen Elizabeth. And right now it is 10:30, 11 o'clock. And the commitment, I don't know which piece of it, but one piece I went up after I taught a class at 9 to 10, and about 10:30 I went upstairs. My studios are in the basement to talk to her, and was just finishing up one of the ceremonies, and they showed a close up of King Charles, and of course his eyes were moist, and she said, "Oh, it looks like he has tears in his eyes," and I said, "Well, how can he not, right? I mean, it's his mom." And on top of that, the solemnity of the transference of his responsibility. And some people think, well, he doesn't really have any power. That's absolutely not true. He has wildly immense power. And let's talk about how that is. I understand in all the countries that are part of the United Kingdom or the Commonwealth, there are other governments. There's a prime minister and elected governments in England. And Scotland has a parliament. And here in Canada, we have the governor general, which is the representative of the Queen, now the king. And we have a prime minister and elected everything else. And so the governments are separate in Australia and New Zealand and however many other pieces there are. But the power of the office is based on the behavior and the actions. They are still a monarch, and they don't have the same kind of authority to order someone, okay, I'm the king or the queen, I'm the king now, you have to do this, boom. And then order the guards to go do this, that, and the other. It doesn't work like that anymore, and it's a good thing. But the royal family, and I'm not a big royalist, okay? I was born in the U.S., and, to me, everybody, puts their pants on one leg at a time. But these people who are either symbolic or actual kings, queens, monarchs, emperors, and in some cases dictators, have enormous power. And the power they have is the name, the title, the attention, and the behavior. So, for example, you have Andrew, one of the kids, I think, who has this shameful set of pictures and the shameful behavior that appears to have been part of his legacy. And so, to try to mitigate that, he was stripped of this, that, and the other, and can't do certain things. You think that doesn't have an impact on people to see someone in that kind of position behave in that way and show up at parties where there are questionable activities going on, whether he did or didn't do underage, this, that, and the other? I don't know, and we're probably never going to know exactly what that person did. But that he was there and those pictures, and that is power. It had power to wreck the rest of his life, had power to completely change who he is, how he's viewed, the example that it sets, and everything else. So I'm not king of anything, except I'm king of myself. I'm the sovereign of my own thoughts and life. And so are you. And so often I used to give up that all the time. Oh, crap. And even in any given day, I get up, just like you do, and I feel the same way. I'm 66. I had a bunch of medical things in the last 4 or 5 years that were terrible. And so I have a creaky body and I have to work with that. But I get to work with it. I'm still alive by choice. If you read my book, Meeting God at the Door, you know that I died and had a choice to come back. And I did, because I wasn't done. And part of the not done yet is to be here to love you. I'm in the people loving business. I'm in the people encouragement business. Everything I do all day long is trying to figure out how to bless and lift you, how to make you more encouraged, more empowered, to help you sing the song you came to sing. Use the gifts and talents you have and be happy. Create happiness. It's possibility to create happiness. I didn't used to know that, but what I've learned through my own mistakes and failings is that you and I, we get to create happiness. Now, how did we do that? Well, I get to choose. So I choose unconditional joy. What that means is even when I get up and hurt, even when things go wrong, and they do. I'll give you a funny example. Joy and I went to Vancouver Island for 2 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And as soon as I got there, we were riding the ferry across to Vancouver Island, my eyes started going crazy. And I wear contacts, and if you see the whites of the eyes, mine are kind of red, but my contacts are huge and they go clear out to the whites of the eyes because I have a weird thing called keratoconus, which means my corneas are mush. But anyway, I'm blind without my contacts. So I can't just go without your contacts. No. Wear glasses? No, I can't because my corneas are mush. And so everything I see like 7 ghosts of things when I see them. Yeah, I know you don't care about my eyes, but here's the thing. When I got over there, my eyes went crazy. They were painful and, kind of like allergies, only like 10 times worse than I've ever felt. So I had to take them out, and there was all kinds of secretion in the lens and I had to clean it out. That happened every day of my vacation. So I could easily say, oh, my vacation was wrecked because my eyes did that and were terrible. And some days I had to spend the whole day without contacts, which meant I was blind and stumbled around, or I had to spend half the day after 3 o'clock or after 5 o'clock, or, instead I chose to love it, to do everything I could, to go everywhere we were going to go and, take my contact stuff with me and take it out and wash it again, which is a big pain because of these great big things. I didn't care. I created joy. Why? Because I decided to. So I use that as just a recent example of what I chose to do that's way different than I used to do. So I'm asking you to consider how to create joy today, not just once, but all day. I'm also asking you to consider with me what you are creating. You can choose to be happy all day, every day, but let's get past that. All of us know that when we breathe, we add carbon dioxide. Well, we add other things to the world: our energy, our attitude, our feelings, our heart, our behavior, our dialogue inside about ourselves, how much we keep our word, how much we show up with others like we mean to. I had an interesting conversation with someone the other day, and they were talking about their partner, their life partner. And they were talking about they wish they would do this and that, and they weren't doing the things they wanted them to do and so forth. Well, we all know how that feels, right? You have someone in your life, doesn't matter if it's a friend, sibling, partner, whatever, that isn't supportive, that's negative, that maybe even you feel intentionally doing things. I made a suggestion. I'll make it to you too. What if you stopped making that behavior mean anything? What if you stopped needing them to do something? That was a really hard lesson for me to learn because I lived my whole life needing external validation, needing people to pat me on the shoulder or the head or wherever and tell me I'm a good boy. I did good. Oh, you're good. I've learned now not to need that. And I not completely from my wife, Joy, who's so much a part of my life, but mostly, and not at all from anybody else. And it's a misunderstanding. This individual went right to, well, yeah, I could not care what anybody else felt. It's not that at all. It's not being callous. It's not being aloof. It's not being arrogant or anything like that. You know what it is? It's choosing to love each person so much that you're excited that they are who they are and they think what they think and they have the lenses of reality that they have, and not only allowing them to have it, but joyfully celebrating their having that and not requiring that they interact with me in a particular way. Now, that was a super difficult lesson for me to learn. But what I found when I learned it is I create unconditional joy because then my attitude all day long doesn't depend on anybody else. I'm happy. Why? Because I said so. It changes the game. So let's talk about other kinds of creation. Today, I had a class. I had a class with a fabulous fellow who is learning and working and building a coaching practice because he loves helping people. So I created that class. I am going to work on 2 books that I'm writing in my book challenge workshop, where I have 2 special and spectacular people that are also writing books, and I get to help them. So I'm going to create some progress on that book. I'm going to create a couple of podcast episodes. Why? Because I'm in the middle of telling a story about my near-death experience over 6 episodes, and I'm in the middle. I've got 3 done, and I'm going to do number 4 and 5 today. Why am I creating that? To share with you the truth that you're a divine being and you can have anything you want. That might be a bold statement. Well, it's true. You're infinitely creative and capable, and you and I both, we get to choose. Now, for a long time in my life, I chose sadness. But like when I went on vacation, I chose happiness, even though my eyes were hurting badly. They hurt badly. And I find that by choosing happiness, everything seems better. I get more done. I have more fun. I make more money for my business, and I get to help more people. I don't know why I ever chose anything else. I guess I was slow on the uptake to realize that by creating joy for others, by creating invitation and opportunity for everybody around me, I felt better. I got more done. And old Zig Ziglar, who died a number of years ago, was a famous speaker and so forth. And he said, you can have anything you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And that might seem backwards. Well, if all I do is help people get what they want, who's going to take care of me? And the answer is they will. You'd be surprised. It'll blow your mind and it'll happen faster. That's what I've discovered. So what else I'm creating today? I'm going to go finish mixing a song in the recording studio, which is over there. And another part of this basement's big enough to need a map. Crazy. So there's 3 studios down here. I'm going to create that too. And then I'm also going to create a video singing a song. I'm getting ready to start releasing live videos with one song and an explanation about the song. These are songs that come out of my tightrope of depression and healing and all that stuff series. I talk to so many people who have self-doubt, and I'm not going to say clinical depression. I had that for decades, but self-doubt and worrying about what everybody else thinks, that takes so much creativity out of your heart. And mine too, because we're so worried that somebody's going to look at it and not like it. Who cares? Be your true, open, authentic self. One of the saddest things I see is when someone writes, well, the world couldn't handle it if I was my authentic self. That's an excuse. It may be a real feeling. It may be absolutely true when you say that, but it's an excuse because I am part of the world and I want to see your authentic self. I want to know you all the way through. I want to see your greatness, because I know you're a child of God. You have infinite capability. I know that. What does infinite capability mean? It means you have the ability to be happy today, this very day, September the whatever it is. You have the ability to be happy, even if there are hard things. So, for example, we're having a funeral right now. You can be happy. That family can be happy. Their beloved mother has gone to the next place, and they will see her again. And we all kind of know that in our hearts. And we're scared of it at the same time. So I urge you with all my heart to create fully, freely, and with all the love you can possibly gather up. Love is the engine. It is the answer. It is the destination. And it is the most powerful thing for creativity, for service, for happiness, for wealth, and everything else. And that is despite all the, crypto schemes and money making. Money's easy to make. Love more, serve more. Money's easy. I love you. If there's something I can do to help you, to serve you, to lift you, to bless you, to help you create more joy and happiness, money, productivity, or anything else in your life, that's my business. I help people do the impossible stuff. I really do. And I have fun doing it. And so do my clients. We'll see you. If there's anything you want, go to yourultimatelife.ca. Yourultimatelife.ca is a website where you can sign up to get some emails and some stuff, and you can get in contact if you'd like to chat. There's no obligation, obviously. I'm not trying to do anything. I am trying to get to know you. See if there's a way that I can serve you, or learn how you're serving, because maybe there's a way we can do stuff together. That would be fun too. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.